Really good to see those of you joining us virtually.
Questions such as why are diverse books important, why can't diverse kids just read the books on offer, and who's even going to buy these books were all things we faced just 5 years ago from within this very industry. The idea that our books wouldn't find their audience and that they wouldn't be supported as a small startup company meant that it took a while for retailers to trust our list and for them to develop a relationship with us. Today's present challenges are, like many others, a result of the increased cost of living and its associated rising costs. While the entire industry is affected by the cost of literally everything going up, and that the very nature of being an independent publisher at KO is what has been able to allow us to thrive. To be truly flexible and to be reactive to what our communities need from us. It's not been about pushing the limits or even completely reinventing what a publishing process looks like. It's been meticulous, at times hard work, to build up trust and form genuine relationships that serve both sides. Children's publishing is an extremely special area of the industry, one that I personally feel honoured to work in every single day. And if we know that in giving the children of today the best possible, most representative books to read, they will in turn create a better, more empathetic tomorrow, then it is our duty to constantly do better, to publish better, to retain our diverse talent better, and to create space for new innovative practices to flourish. We need to not be afraid to call each other out when we are falling short, knowing that this will only help us to create better books for the children that we serve. Knights of don't claim to have all the answers, nor are we the singular solution to making children's books a more inclusive space. Our hope is that we are part of the mosaic of independent publishers that have come before us and will come after us to better serve our readers. After all, it is all about the kids.
The share that children's takes in each of these markets. Both Australia and New Zealand, nearly half of the market is made up of children's books, so obviously very strong.
So we specialise in fully illustrated children's non-fiction, and we're doing some gift books. We are passionate about bringing real-world subjects to families who gather around the printed page. A person who's kind of taking it to the next level.
And we had lots of conversations with people who knew things that we didn't, so we...
You did it for a long time before you, and you joined in 2019.
I did, yeah.
So I want to know first what attracted you to the role.
At home, or prioritise reading at home, or have somehow or other just been turned off reading and told that reading isn't for them. And there are lots of reasons why that might happen. So our job is to connect with those children who maybe need that extra encouragement, maybe need to have access to books, maybe need to have the additional resources, maybe need to find a route into reading being fun for them on their own terms, to develop their own reading identities.
I'm the Bookseller's children's editor, and I am here today at Bookseller's Children's Conference, which I helped to programme, and I'm going to be on stage later talking to Agnes Silvera. So far this morning we've had our keynote speeches from 2 independent publishers, Knights of and Magic Cat, as well as lots of stats from Kira O'Brien at the Bookseller and Nielsen's Jacqueline Swope, and a great conversation between Bookseller's editor and World Book Day CEO Cassie Chatterton.
Here today at the Children's Bookseller Conference. It's my first time here because I started working in publishing in lockdown, so it's a lot busier and bigger than I thought it would be, but so great so far. We've had some really interesting keynote speakers, and then this afternoon I'm looking forward to hearing more about TikTok and BookTok. It's been crazy hearing about the charts and how much Bookstopper is dominating everything, and as a fan we love to see it. So yeah, having a great day and can't wait to see what's next.
I think it really sort of...
So that was an attitude that bore fruit not only as a designer but also as an author and illustrator.
schools team take books and the authors who write them into schools large and small across the county have without her dedication and commitment.
Next panel, we have one speaker joining us online, Prabhat Agarwal. And what I'd say is that books are great at structuring and work on lots of different levels and lots of different ways. Because if you think about the way that children approach things, they approach things from all sorts of different angles. You have kids who love reading books from cover to cover. You have others who like pictures, some who know a lot about a subject, and others who don't know very much at all.
Community. So for me, to have read a book and then have no one to talk about it, and I remember from doing English literature at university, what I remember is talking about the book to everybody else.
Hello, I'm Izzy Taylor. I am the Junior Marketing Manager for One Year Books UK, so that means I work for 5 different imprints in the company, all the way from board books to YA. And I'm here today at the Children's Conference with the Bookseller. My favourite talk of the day so far has been the first keynote speech, which was Small and Mighty, How Independent Publishers Continue to Change the Publishing Landscape, by Amy, the Manager Director of The Nights Of. I think she made some really poignant comments about how we think about publishing and how we think about getting kids reading. We're on lunch at the moment, and I'm really excited for, in the afternoon chats, I'm really excited for how we created an instant bestseller, Skandar and the Unicorn Thief, because I think that's going to be really fun, and I want to see how that campaign was put together.
Hi, I'm Georgia Henry. I'm Senior Campaign Manager at Rocket, and today we're presenting our Youth and Parent Insight for the Bookseller. I've spoken at quite a few Bookseller conferences. So last year I spoke with Charlotte on a panel, but it was all virtual, and then I spoke at M&P conference on a panel. I found this year it was really different standing there and not having a panel chair to kind of guide me into the questions. I was like, oh wow, I just have to talk now. But it was nice, and also not hiding behind your Zoom screen is quite scary actually, but there's lots of friendly faces in the crowd, which I really appreciated. But yeah, Sophie, so she's our head of brand and development, so we work together on an insight piece, so you know we work widely in the youth and parent marketing space, and I head up the publishing division, so we just wanted to know about the behaviours and what's going on, and then hopefully, you know, we know it's not just marketing who are here today, there's a bit of everybody here in the industry, so we wanted to talk about who we're marketing to, and then we can take the conversation from there.
I'm responsible for spoken word licensing and for a library that contains classic and contemporary children's.
A true collaboration. She feels like 100% part of this publishing team.
There was consistent activity, yes, but everything was quite controlled and strategically released for maximum impact.
And at that point, I became unconsciously disenfranchised with books. I didn't see myself in the books, and there wasn't anything for me to relate to. The only content I had was TV programs that I probably shouldn't have been watching as a teenager, hiding behind the door and watching them.
Rachel Fox is the Children and Schools Programme Director for the Edinburgh International Festival, but she's also done event programming for charities and believes that you will find a way, as the challenges are always going to be there.
Hi, my name's Emma Lowe and I'm Director of Publisher Relations at the Bookseller. I have part programmed this conference. We've been working on it for about 5 months now. It's a panel of myself, Caroline Carpenter, who is our children's editor, Philip Jones, and myself. We've kind of put it together between us. Often we have one programmer who programs a conference, but this time we've had 3, which has led to some really interesting meetings and trying to piece together what we all think and who we all know. Anyway, we got there in the end. Today started very early. We were all here at 7 to try and get the live stream set up, as well as the event for the people here in the room. It all got up and running, but it was a very, very early morning. It was dark and wet and cold when I got up, and I thought it was the middle of the night. But I feel very lucky to be here. It feels a real privilege of a day to be involved with. I've been in the industry 20 years now, and children's publishers are still some of the brightest, funniest, smartest, and just most I just think they're the most gutsy people out there to just keep working, making books better for children. Behind the scenes goss, this venue always is completely gobsmacked by how much cake we manage to eat. Publishers seem to pack away quite a lot of coffee and cake, so I'm very proud of that. We've got 3 sessions to go and I am hanging in there because we are about an hour away from drinks. So it was a great day and I'm just very lucky to do this.
But it is still a friendship. I care about them and I care about their books and they have to care about their books.
And you look for that with every author you're working with?
Yeah, if it's not there, then it isn't going to work.
And Phil, you obviously worked with other editors along the way, so
Scanning before that point was at best average. Do you know, I was really looking to get a deal. You know, there will be a lot of authors who are way more talented writers than I am that won't be able to get that deal. I've got a lot. I've just delivered the first draft, so the hard work starts here now. So by Christmas it needs to be done. It's publishing in June. It's nice, I know it's out to write a trilogy, but that's kind of what I've done.
I just don't know. Thank you.
From Bonnier Books, the head of marketing publicity, Rob Power. We've got author of the brilliant TikTok viral bestseller To Kill a Kingdom, Alexandra Christo. We've got the wonderful Eleanor, who is a creator with over 36,000 followers on the platform, and from TikTok itself, from HQ, we've got editorial manager Kaylee Rich. So let's go.
Five completely different ways. I think that's a huge part of what makes it different is this bookshop community.
Definitely. And so, Rob, I think it's fair to say that Bonnier, in the form of Poppy Books, were probably one of the first publishers to use TikTok as a platform, and certainly in my opinion, no offence to anyone else in the room, the people doing it best.
She set it up to connect with readers during lockdown, really, and I think the idea was to find new ways to connect with readers. Part of the thing that, one of the reasons I joined them actually, is that they like to just do things, to try them, and that's what Emma did. She did it, she tried it, and now, Hockey's TikTok is at 57,000 followers, I think, which is pretty impressive. 1.1 million likes. And it's a part of pretty much every conversation we have around marketing and publicity. There's always, what can we do on TikTok for this? Will this work on TikTok? How can we fit this in? Sort of thing. Just because it's become such an important sort of integral part of our campaigns. It's a challenge for authors who might feel, do I have to be on this platform? Like, the challenge is how can I exploit it without being on it?